animal is called Edmontosaurus, a gentle giant. A 35-foot-long, 4-ton, duck-billed plant eater. A member of the hadrosaur family found in 70-million-year-old rock. Ancient reptiles, thunder lizards, lived and thrived in the Arctic, has taken scientists by surprise.
It challenges.
Finding polar dinosaurs was important because it provided whole new insights.
A story of survival against all odds from Arctic dinosaurs, not in cold Arctic environments like this one. However, paleontologists have recently unearthed 8 distinct species, represented by hundreds of fossils. Luckily for the scientists, many important clues are preserved in the rock. These duck-billed plant eaters appeared about 145 million years ago and were one of the most successful groups living, right up until the time that all dinosaurs died out, around 65 million years ago. Hadrosaurs may have owed their success to several important adaptations. They were one of the first large animals to evolve fleshy cheeks and hundreds of teeth that were continually replaced. Features that made it possible for them to chew their food instead of just biting and swallowing, as other creatures did. But the bones don't say how they lived, or what can. The model indicated that the average annual temperature on the North Slope was about 42 degrees Fahrenheit. If they were alive today,
there are herds of duck-billed dinosaurs and other kinds of plant-eating dinosaurs along the lake, eating vegetation.
So while the dinosaurs would have enjoyed summer temperatures in the 70s,
the good times of the year when it was not dark and cool, it probably would have been very similar to what
everything stopped.
Now what that means is that
for plant eaters, the food supply would be reduced to decaying plants, roots, even bark. Hard times. Like Troodon turned the liability of darkness into a killer's asset. With food scarce, the large herbivores would need to conserve energy. They would have been torpid, sluggish, easy prey. But maybe the plant eaters didn't hang around. Perhaps when the season changed, they struck out in search of better conditions.
It's not inconceivable that these huge herds, particularly of the large plant-eating dinosaurs, migrated over huge distances, much like many.
Dinosaurs would have had an even longer journey. Because the North Slope was much closer to the poles 70 million years ago, to escape the darkness, they would have had to walk 5,000 miles, nearly twice the distance from New York to Los Angeles. He's compared the relative size of juvenile hadrosaurs to adults to determine if the young were physically capable of keeping up with a herd on the move.
We argued through that they were too young or too small to make any long-distance migration. So therefore, we argued.
Tony's evidence has important implications for a long-running debate about dinosaur biology. Were they? But so far, no conclusive answer about dinosaurs. And because the poles experienced the most extreme seasonal swings on the planet, Anyusha expected that suggests that the hadrosaur did not hibernate or slow down during the winter. It was active all year round. For some scientists, thinking of dinosaurs as warm-blooded is the only explanation that makes sense.
They're warm-blooded.
Great flowering of diversity, including the evolution of dozens of species, eventually filled every corner of the globe. And then, 65 million years ago, a devastating